Okay, so let's go through the test apparatus for our experiment. We're gonna be starting here. This is our little marker for the kettlebell where we're gonna drop it. So that will be exactly 1 meter to here. Now let's investigate the rest of the experiment here. So we have 2 Petri dishes, similar to your top 2 vertebrae, and then we have an open Petri dish, which will sit the melon, which is going to simulate your brain. And then we have the bell helmet, and we are going to drop the 50-pound kettlebell from 1 meter high, and that should generate 251 newtons. So we're going to reference what you all thought in terms of how it's going to collapse this helmet. But what's your bet? What's your take? Let me know what you think. Will this helmet get completely smashed and break all the Petri dishes, or will the helmet smash just halfway and the Petri dishes are totally fine? So we'll investigate everything. We'll do like a Mythbusters explanation of the whole thing, but appreciate you watching. Here is the aftermath, and if you take a look closely, the posterior lateral quadrant of the helmet is completely annihilated. That's where impact was made. So let's take off the helmet. How did the brain do? If that was our soft tissue, we're looking at major problems. And then how did our cervical vertebrae do? Totally crushed, as expected or not expected. And what did you think of the helmet? You know, did it hold up to your expectations? You know, if that was your brain. So 251 newtons from 1 meter, 53-pound kettlebell, direct force coming down. Yep, that's what it looked like. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I thought that was a very efficient review of the helmet being smashed. There's a number of things that make this test inefficient. One, you know, we were dropping a kettlebell from 1 meter high. We kind of knew what the force application would be, 251 meters. What is that really equivalent to? Well, perhaps a really bad crash in front of an immovable object like a stump, a tree, or a rock. So what this teaches me right here is I want to upgrade my helmet to something more substantial, even if I'm doing like everyday, like riding my local trails or what have you. When I see something like this and the amount of damage, I can tell you that it's really important to have the best helmet out there to keep your head safe. And I work in the ER. I see a lot of different spinal cord injuries related to mountain biking. And the one thing I can tell you is that your helmet should be your first consideration. Then you need a neck guard. So, you know, any kind will do, but there's some good ones out there that will really safeguard your cervical spine. So don't skimp out on that. I think it's important. You know, don't worry about, you know, style as I'm, you know, picking seeds, which could be, you know, your brain matter. So again, a helmet, a good helmet, something that's probably bigger, badder than what you think you need, because after all, it is your brain. And then 2, you need some type of collar system that's going to help you out. And 3, because I see so many spinal cord injuries, especially in the lower cervical section, so I'm talking about from C5 to C7, and then the high thoracic range, which would be at the start of your T1 through T6, it's surprising to see how many of those compression fractures we're seeing. So that could be from scorpion, or it could be a flexion neck injury into something as you curl up into a crash. Again, you know, safety is very important. I think Bell does a good job of making their helmets. What I'm saying is that you want to go for the upper echelon of durability and dependability. That's going to keep you safe. And the compromise, of course, is going to be having something that's going to be a little warmer or hotter than you need. Speaking of heat, it's very hot out here. When it comes to summer riding, obviously a big helmet is not ideal, but that's when we're seeing the most of these injuries, right? So people are more active in the summertime. By default, statistically, we fall in those same categories. So to keep yourself safe, go for the better helmet, get the more substantial option, the more dependable one. Again, it could be Bell, it could be 100%. Just look for something that has a substantial outer layer that can absorb crush. We talked about the MIPS system. I think that's good for deflecting, but again, I'm going back to what I just saw with this total crush injury thing. Yeah, I need something stronger than the smallest, most breathable helmet. I need something that's a lot more durable. So that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that review, and I look forward to doing many more. This is going to be exciting. This is just one of many, and we're going to explore some other things. So if you have a topic that you want me to dive into and break something, let's do it. All right, stay tuned. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I really appreciate it. Take care, you guys. Until next time.